Hello everyone and welcome back to another Our Classics. This time we're deciding to go back to Overwatch 1 again and we're gonna watch the first ever Shanghai Dragons victory. I'm just gonna get the intro going, but worth noting in this one, so one of the big changes that happened from the 0-40 Shanghai Dragons in the inaugural season is going into the second season, they did make some signings. They signed Gamsu over from the Boston Uprising, which is worth noting because the Shanghai Dragons are playing against the Boston Uprising. But if you don't know, the Shanghai Dragons currently, I believe, still hold the record for the most losses in an organized competitive, tournament structure. The most competitive losses in a row. And they got to 42. So this is their third match of the season coming into 2019. In the first season, they played 40 matches and they didn't win a single game. So as we head into 2019, everyone's really hyping this team up. They made a bunch of changes. Like, you look at some of these players, they got DM, they got Gamsu. I don't know how many, I can't remember exactly how many of these players were from the 2018 roster. I want to say Ding, Gamsu, and DM weren't there. I don't remember how many were there from it, but essentially they definitely started getting a lot more of a Korean roster. Only Gaguri. Did they drop their entire Chinese roster going into 2019? It's been so long, I can't even remember at this point. But actually, let's pause and we'll have a look at it. Let's confirm this. So let's go. In 2019, they were all Korean. Wow, you're right. They did drop every single one of their Korean players. I thought they had a couple still on the roster. Did they not have any on the roster? I'm trying to see if it didn't coordinate this thing. Dia stayed. Yeah, so Dia's still on the roster. And they still had, oh yeah, because this isn't showing, this is just showing former players. But they kept Dia and they kept Gaguri, right? Is kind of the TLDR what they did. So they completely rebuilt from the 0-40 Shanghai Dragons. They kind of had a mental reset. And I've talked about this in one of my previous videos as well of like the Shanghai Dragons. I talked about it in my Dallas video. The Shanghai Dragons, their schedule, their roster, they had a Chinese roster that had some Korean players in it. Didn't function well together at all. So many issues. They had Undad dealing with dad issues. So this roster essentially got overhauled. So when we came into 2019, it was less so, are they going to win a match again? And more so, when are they?
So we'll have to see how he's going to take to the stage and whether or not Boston can get that victory. We know every team prepares super hard against the Shanghai Dragons because you don't want to be the first one to drop the ball to give them that victory. Boston Uprising have looked quite strong here at the beginning of the season. Nearly taking
Aya just muted me. Aya just muted me. This video is going great so far. This video is going great. Hello, I am still here. Sorry. But yeah, so essentially, Boston players that has sort of fallen off. They lost Gamsu, they lost Striker, so two of their best pieces that really brought them a lot of success early on in first season are no longer there. So Boston is definitely sweating bullets about being worried to be the first team that loses to Shanghai Dragons, because someone will. This Dragons roster is pretty good. I'm trying to remember their first two matches of 2019. If they were any good. Let's actually go have a look at that as well before we get into the gameplay. So let's go into Overwatch League, because I don't think they were that bad. Regular season stage 1. So we had Shanghai Dragons in their first match, lost to Hangzhou Spark 3-1, and Hangzhou Spark were pretty good at this time. So remember, we're in start of 2019. Everyone is playing GOATS. So GOATS is very prominent. So they lost their first match to Hangzhou Spark 3-1. Then they got beaten down by the Vancouver Titans 4-0, which, you know, everyone got beaten down by the Vancouver Titans 4-0. So now they're coming into this match here against Boston. So they're 0-2 in the season. They're 0-42 as an entire franchise. And now they're coming in to play against Boston. And it's kind of hard to explain the feeling of these teams and like in the arena when it was actually happening, because everybody wanted Shanghai Dragons to win a game. Like, everybody. Because, like, I think everyone's, first of all, felt bad for them, but also, like, you've been cheering for them. They've been so close in the previous year. And now we're coming into the new season. There's a lot of Shanghai Dragons fans, and you'll see it. Like, it was very emotional for a lot of people. Like, fans, like, you know, fans are crying every time they lost a close series. You know, when they finally do get there, everyone's just like losing their shit. And it can be a little confusing looking back, but if you were there, like, you would understand, because 2018 season was an absolute slog of an experience. It was actually horrendous how many matches you had to play, and it was just so grating and such a jarring experience, like having to watch them go through it. Like, look how many people are here for a Shanghai Dragons game. Is this like early on? This is day 2, so this is probably a Friday afternoon. None of these people have jobs apparently. But they're all here to watch Shanghai Dragons. So now we're getting into the match. So Shanghai Dragons were known for, throughout the 2019 season, probably not at this point because it's so early on, but they didn't always conform to the idea of like, let's just play goats. Like, everyone plays goats. They didn't really do this. They obviously like to play a lot of Ding Farah. That was their like signature move throughout the season. It's how they end up winning stage 3 at the very end, playing Farah to try and counter the goats. So they were doing this as early in as the first couple of weeks of the season. So we're going to see Ding on Farah, Coma on Mercy. People sort of having a blast from the past with this one. And Boston Uprising, they switch over to a Sombra, Lucio, Moira, Wrecking Ball, Winston, Diva. Bro, what the fuck? Oh, Colhex is dead. So it doesn't look like Boston have any idea of how to deal with this. But as I said, Ding was known very heavily as like a very good Farah player. He was probably the best at the time, and they love to play around it for the Shanghai Dragons. Fleta would join Shanghai next season. Fleta doesn't join until 2021, or was it 2020 when they had their first rebuild? Trying to remember when they did their full rebuild. It was either 2020 or 2021. Was it 2020? Yeah, it might have been 2020 then. 2020 was his MVP season. You are right. Sorry. It's all a blur to me. But yeah, so 2020 is when that roster like really changed. They got Moon as head coach, and they signed a ton of players. They bought Fleta from the Seoul Dynasty to join the Shanghai Dragons, and that roster got like supercharged incredibly quickly. They had a great roster because they essentially dropped a lot of the pieces that were like holding them back. And Ding is just farming right now.
The biggest problem here for the Boston is how long they spent on that fight. Color Hex really almost turned it around. We were on the knife's edge.
We got fucking Wolf and Achilleos casting. Moon got fired at this point? Yes. No, Moon is not fired at this point. Moon is still coaching the LA Valiant at this point. Moon was still part of the LA Valiant for the first stage of 2019.
Sees the rematch, will go ahead, pop out, EMP's ready to go, dumps that one in, catches multiple members of Shanghai, both
and then Fate goes to Florida Mayhem. Any ideas on why Bull? So a lot of people used to play Bull during this time as like a... So you wanted to play 3 tanks. You want to play the Winston Diva. What's the other tank that you play? The Bull's disruptive. It's annoying. It rolls around. The Wrecking Ball doesn't really deal with it very well at all. You kind of get countered by Sombra, but I don't know.
You're exactly right about that, Achilleos. The big 6 coming through. And Kellex needs to position well against the EMP. If he can get that barrier off, they've got a good shot here.
Only one that can keep up Winston Diva. Yeah, in reality, the reason of why Wrecking Ball is probably just like, what can hang out with Winston Diva? That was such a bad primal. Like, he went so deep for no reason with no help from the rest of his team. Oh, that was not a great EMP either. It's kind of funny because we had so many Sombra metas between here and then that every time you go back and watch Sombra, like, people are so bad at this hero. Like, it took a while for people to learn how to play Sombra effectively, and no one had really done so at that point.
Got the sound barrier off, but it didn't matter.
Yo, what's up, Weather?
Already an opening pick. It was a fight they were going to lose no matter what. They buy a few more seconds here, but these are staggered deaths now. Color Hex, unfortunately, too far away.
Just got an ad, even though I'm subbed, actually scammazed.
35% left he's gonna need before they can get in.
The best Sombra in 2019 was interesting because once again, everyone was playing goats. So like, it really came down to the teams that were playing Sombra goats. And it was funny when I was looking at this VOD to like start like recording this video, I was like, I didn't even remember. Obviously Sombra's common here, but Shanghai plays Sombra goats. Good, it held on the EMP until after the Transcendence. EMP's good. But I didn't think people played Sombra goats until stage 2 and stuff like that. I thought everyone was playing goats, but it fits with the Shanghai Dragons identity that they were playing like kind of weird things. Dude, you can hear how excited Achilleos is about
the corner here, looking for the finish onto this
you know, Shanghai Dragons winning. And like at this point, like everyone is just holding on, hoping that this is going to be the game. Didn't a lot of so like sports play Sombra initially? Yeah, so that's like I learned how to play Sombra back in the day, back in like 2017. I think it was really common. So Sombra came into the game, and something that Sombra could do, and I actually don't know if it's still during this time. I don't know, someone might have to confirm for me, but when you hack a mega health pack, if someone grabbed that health pack and it healed them, you got the ultimate charge as a Sombra in similarly how you would get it if you were a support healing someone. So what happened during that meta is, especially on Temple of Anubis under the bridge, what the hell, we got a break between a round? What happened is the flex support would switch over, hack the under bridge health pack in Temple of Anubis on the second point, and then your tanks would just play off of that health pack, and then you'd get EMPs like every single fight.
Normal composition. This is the big question that will probably define.
They used to have weird breaks. It's honestly for sponsors and stuff like that. So Boston Uprising are gonna play goats on this map, and we're gonna see Shanghai Dragons play the Winston goats. I actually think this is another one that was really popular for Shanghai Dragons. They really like playing Gamsu on the Winston. It's kind of hard to play Winston into this because you kind of just get mitigated and all your healing doesn't really do anything. But like if you get the opportunity to just zip zap, it's quite good. Like look how much damage he's doing and how quickly he's gonna get a primal rage here. Oh my god, he almost lived. But they traded. There was also 4 maps even if you went up 3-0. Yeah. So during this regular season, you only ever played 4 maps. And you only went to map 5 if you went 2-2.
Uprising cannot get onto the point. They cannot get the flip yet.
Very close call there. You mentioned the support ultimate surging forward for the Uprising. Blase,
but you could play the first 3 maps and then you would have to play the 4th map. And it was very stupid. It was a bad formatting. So Shanghai Dragons, like, cause they got the cap so early, they're already at 50%. Like, this was a huge fight for Shanghai.
As well as 55% of this point. Gonna have to see
every map matters. Every map matters.
Shanghai gonna take this first map. This is the fight that Boston needs to turn with, or it's all over here.
Yep. So far, so
all right, a lot of poking and prodding, but not a lot happening. I don't know why they're forcing this. The DM, good grab though. Holy crap! Watch Transcendence. They get Kellex out of it. That was a really good play. Isolate the. Dude, Color Hex doesn't even have his grab yet. Are they just gonna lose the map before they even get any of their ultimates? This is a snowball. We were in Goats area. Yeah, this is 2019 Goats.
We saw the counter coming through the Graviton Surge from DM, but Shanghai was able to win every aspect of that fight ultless right afterwards. There's no way
Boston have ultimates if they can touch. Yeah, Note's gonna get there. I don't know why they sound barriered for Note, considering Note has mech, but I don't know. There's remech.
Not gonna be able to find any kills. Scopsus here. They push back Primal Rage out bomb. Not gonna get anything from
oh.
but she makes it back though.
Oh yeah, Collex is dead. Good Primal.
Welcome to the Overwatch League. Say goodnight. He goes off the side. Axiom now gonna get dropped.
Oh baby. Dude, that was not a close map either. Dude, Shanghai Dragons just bopping Boston Uprising. Note and Gamsu would be playing. Yeah, Note and Gamsu were reunited in 2020 on the Dallas field. Dude, I remember Mohawk guy from the fans. Dude, look at how excited they are. Dude, look, yeah, there's a lot of people here for what probably was a Friday afternoon. All right, let's push it forward. On to Kings Row.
Map 1 out of the way. Kings Row coming up next.
Is this when Fusions was rule booked and couldn't play? I'm not exactly sure when that rule booking happened.
Do not want to go down to match point against the Dragons.
Coma's the best Mercy. Yeah, Coma went through like a crazy Mercy phase of like everyone being like Coma's doing. Coma kind of like pioneered a lot of it. Also, Coma was like the only person playing Pharaoh Mercy at this point. Yeah, it was. He played there first. So he played there first week and then he rulebooked them because it had something to do with two-way contract, right? That like Fusions like played contenders recently, so he wasn't able to play. I don't know. I remember the drama of the rulebook, but as I was a player at this point, I didn't care what the fuck was going on in Boston.
And they want this to end now, as you say. Boston Uprising with Color Hex.
Dude, we were on the LA Valiant. We had our own problems in stage 1.
This mirror come through with the exception of Ding on the Sombra. Diva-less comp as we
Okay, so Sombra is coming out for Shanghai Dragons.
they will see the
Yeah, like, Koma has that legendary body block clip on Horizon Lunar Colony, right? Where he like gets in front of the Pharaoh and keeps the Pharaoh alive by taking some damage.
Definitely changing things up in a major way right now. Is the
Blase definitely had an underwhelming brig. Blase like is up there with like, you know, which is sad because I really like Blase, but Blase was like had one of like the worst careers in terms of like, it felt like every team that he went to went on to struggle, which I don't know. I'm not even gonna say it was all his fault, but like every team he was on like just did not perform very well. Like 2019 Boston, 2020 Houston Outlaws. Did he go to another team after that? I feel like he was around for a really long time, but yeah.
That was bringing the focal point away from.
Interestingly enough, Blase just streamed yesterday. First time I've seen him since like 2021. Was he playing the finals? I feel like a lot of like Overwatch old heads have been playing the finals and streaming it. Justice? Did Blase go to the Justice?
No Diva on the other side, no Diva player.
It was finals, yeah.
Reaper here is a great choice because
Yeah, Blase, like, Blase, I think, was one of the players that struggled from, like, and I talked about this in my last VOD, like, he was a silly hero specialist, you know? And those sort of existed in 2018. Like, Jake was kind of a silly hero specialist as well, right? It's kind of what the flex DPS role used to be, but now, like, as a flex DPS, you're expected to play some hit scan and some tracer. But, like, he was, like, a Junkrat Genji Pharaoh player. And he kind of got forced onto a lot of these roles, like playing Brig, playing off tanks and stuff like that. So his role kind of was so in flux that I think he really struggled.
Unfortunately, they just weren't in position to capitalize. Boston Uprising with the
Like Blase, like that's sort of what I mean. It's like Blase on Houston 2020. It wasn't his fault that he had to play Cassidy. It's because of the Houston Outlaws that he had to play Cassidy.
Potential that keeps Shanghai Dragons positioning a little bit awkward, and that's why they weren't.
Like I think Blase was a good player. I think he's one of those players that I think if he had just switched to off tank earlier, he would have been a really good player. Because I think he had good mechanics and he was a smart guy. I just think his DPS role was just kind of strange. Oh, no dies out of that is pretty bad. Why are they playing Reaper? Why are Boston playing Reaper? They're playing Goats, but they're not even... They're playing... Why would you get rid of the Diva when they're playing Sombra? I guess he doesn't want to get hacked and just farmed for a thing, but... Diva's really good against Sombra, right?
Ding is not a player to ever play Diva, right? So because Gregory is subbed out and we have Youngjin here...
That's so interesting why they... That feels like a very strange read here from Boston.
But in this case, Shanghai is unable to do so.
Trust the Blossom? Dude, I don't trust this Blossom at all. I guess they're also not going up against the Diva, so they don't have to worry about the Blossom getting eaten, but there's so much damage and healing. Like, and there's Transcendence, there's Rally.
Great spot here as a result.
I mean, will Note ever get a Death Blossom?
And Brig still has Bash at this point as well, right? So it's like you can get bashed out of it.
Okay, look at this flank though. He's looking for
and hack, yeah, you can get EMP. Dude, look at this special move. It's coming.
Starts pushing forward, finds some shots there on the Youngjin, but
instantly force the Wraith. What do you do after that? Oh, Transcendence comes too late. Axiom gets blown up. They go kill no. All right, Boston. I don't know about this Reaper pick here. I'm starting to think that this Reaper pick might not be it.
Note was every resource was committed to locking him down.
Actual gold Reaper. I think you have to play with the team. I don't think you can flank it. Like you. Also, who are you gonna kill as Reaper? Like, what is your target? It has to be the Reinhardt, right? But it's like you're never gonna be able to stay that aggressive. Like you're never gonna kill the Zenyatta. You're never gonna kill the Lucio. You're never gonna kill the Brig.
Uprising is gonna be super down on ultimates when they swap over. So this is a big moment here. This fight is going to be a huge turning point, one way or the other.
Oh. Kellick's dead. Oh, they grabbed late. Oh. And it is worth noting, I think Boston were not very good in... How bad were Boston in 2019? Wait, quickly, while we're thinking. In the first stage, Boston went 4-3, so they weren't bad. Let's go season overview. In the season, Boston went 8-20. Well, actually, so they got half of their wins in the first. In the first stage, they got half of their wins if they went 4-3. They made stage 1 playoffs. Okay, so then Boston weren't terrible at the start of the stage. They fell off hard, yeah.
Ding is trying to scout this out. You know, the cart rolls.
Isn't there a
back.
story about them getting rulebooked? Yeah, I think theoretically Axiom was not supposed to be playing and it was supposed to be Fusions, because Fusions was a very good Reinhardt in Goats. So I think, you know, as I said, I can't speak to it too much because I actually don't know the story that well, but people are saying, wait, they're just not turning around. As people are saying, I think Fusions was on a 2-way contract and he got rulebooked because he had played in Contenders or something like that. I don't really know what happened there with the Sombra. It felt like they wanted to go with the EMP but didn't get the EMP, so then they just kind of win for free.
And they get to do it without really committing anything besides the shatter, so feels really good.
Fusions have played 2 games in his Contenders, so he lost his 2-way.
Their time bank was getting really small there. And, you know, they were really kind of pigeonholed.
They didn't sign Fusions to a real contract. Yeah. There was a couple of weird things going on with 2-way contracts and stuff. More of the story is Albert's the devil. And Albert hates the Brits. Oh, dude, that's the second time they've EMP blown up the Ryan. That's good. Honestly, good focus fire. Like, they always, like, Axiom's just getting too far ahead. He's getting EMP'd, and, like, the Transcendence is coming out instantly, but he's dying before they even get there, so... Just good coordination by Shanghai. Can you... So I'm trying to remember everything. Can you Discord through shields at this point? I don't think so, right? But I think you can probably get the Discord on him instantly after he gets EMP.
Dealing with this Death Blossom, and it almost makes you wonder, has Boston held on to this for too long? Because they had a few chances, they had a few opportunities.
I don't think you can Discord through shields. I don't know when that went away. Good grab, sound barrier to match it. Should switch things. They rallied as well. That was rally and sound barrier. But both rallies are running, so no one's ever going to die. Dude, Note still hasn't used the special move. Please TP above them. Why does he go to the left side? Can you bash through shields? No, you can't bash through shields at this point still. Or grab. Just wait until this finishes and then hit the Q. There it is. Oh, good sound barrier by Cope. No! Oh my god, that was close to a C9. Dude, okay, no, time to switch off the Reinhardt. No, not that pick. Oh, good kill by DM. Gets the aim guard, so they shouldn't have much damage. Oh no, Gamsu, where are you going? If they can kill Blase, they win. I think they're good. Oh, they didn't keep DM alive. Ding's coming back with an EMP. Oh, this is a free low EMP. Please kill Blase. Alright. That's why you don't play Reaper. Yeah, just play Diva.
Last week between Gamsu and Ding, the EMPs always followed up by Shatter.
They actually did it. 30 seconds still remaining. 0.9 meters away. Shanghai, can they stop them from...
Imagine that was a Diva bomb instead of Blossom. Yeah, they're like, I'm trying to remember what the reason they would be doing it. I think it was literally they were just afraid of the Sombra just hacking the Diva time and time again, right? Oh, look at young Achilles.
Okay, Luffy a little bit lower than I thought.
I did like Myeonbong. Yeah, Myeonbong was really good on the team when he was first there. But he definitely struggled on NYXL. That was not a good move for him. So rally up. They don't really have any other ultimates. Oh, that's a good... Yeah, this just feels like too many ults for Boston. Double support ult. Oh, the trance is just a little too late. Maybe they can get respawns, but it seems unlikely. They're probably... Youngjin's probably just going to die, yeah. They lost all their tanks. EMP's good. Only a 2-person sound barrier. DM's back. Alright, Transcendence out. It's over. Didn't a lot of teams play Reaper in there? Oh, I don't... As I say, it's been so many years. I don't think so. Oh my god, the Boston... I don't think so. I don't remember many people playing Reaper in Goats.
On the differ, yeah, from the Shanghai Dragons. Very feasible to see one grenade come out from Youngjin and then...
We won. Oh, not we won.
Well, Shanghai is going to be swapping things up here. Receive confirmation. Shanghai...
Because it's like, the biggest thing is like, what do you drop instead of to get the Reaper? You can't drop a support. The only thing you can drop is the Diva, but the Diva's so... Luffy just fucking absolutely destroys aim guard.
Hack over onto Axiom. Axiom. Not going to be able to get a kill on him yet, but they're pushing forward. Now they're going to be looking for it. Now DM will be able to come up with it.
It's funny because I've always called him Luffy, but now I'm watching the One Piece. I called him Luffy.
No one is safe from Luffy.
In this meta, Achilles, it's very snowbally. When you get an opening pick like that, Luffy wins the trade. He stands now in the longer fight while he's doing consistent damage. He stands 60% ahead of Trance Charge. So even if Color Hex were able to get a grab by living longer in that fight, he'd already have the answer. Ding as well benefits massively from this, and we'll have an EMP.
Livy got benched by Izayaki. Tragic, yeah. Well, like, there were a lot of good players on Shanghai that just got replaced by better players. But, like, you know, the 2020 Shanghai Dragon squad and the 2021 Shanghai Dragon squad, they were elite, right? They were on a different level than what they were now. Like, every year is a building year for Shanghai Dragons from here.
Now he's hiding behind his teammates. Here we go.
Goes forward, catches
Oh,
Axiom gonna be the first one to fall.
that was a good EMP. Just doesn't feel like Boston are very well prepared. I guess, like, Blase needs to be on an off angle.
Uprising at the moment. Nope. Just gonna be finished off.
And this is what goes back to what I was saying about Aim God having no
Dragons after the fuck you buying Fleta, yeah.
Boston messed that fight up. It's almost impossible to track where Ding was. Well, you could argue they could have split.
To the most recent season. Oh, yeah.
Dragons
But,
just
you know.
pushed through for free.
I think a lot of teams changed over the course of the Overwatch League. It'd be funny to see, like, team spending year on year compared to, like, the average.
And the Shanghai Dragons get.
It'd be interesting to see the team spending and see how that equated to success. Because I think some teams spent a lot of money and didn't have success. Some teams spent a little and had some success.
Couple more shots. Ryan Shield
Okay.
denying this away from him for a little bit longer, but finally has the ult.
Boston are going to have a shit ton of ults here, so this is going to be a hard fight. But Shanghai's just charging up EMP. It feels like, good eat by Note. Dude, Blase with the... Oh, wow, that's a good shatter, though. Holy cow. How does that happen? Forces sound barrier. Yeah, wow, that shatter was actually enormous by Gamsu. Dude, that's so sad. No, literally eats the grab and they still just get owned. And now they have EMP for the next fight. Shanghai Dragons are rolling. I'm surprised Gamsu didn't stay in the league longer, but I guess 2020 Dallas wasn't good enough. I don't think a lot of teams wanted him, and I think he kind of wanted to go back to league at that point. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my god. Thank you so much. I got soup and a salmon dinner. I'll have to eat this after the box. Oh, lunch. I mean lunch. It's 12 p.m. Grab bomb. All right, it's Joven.
Not worth investing. Good restraint coming out from Ding.
And Boston Uprising sick plays here too because they see
Gamsu was too healthy for teams.
And they noticed that Shanghai Dragons looking for the perfect fight. And
there was a Diva 1 trick. There were a lot of Diva 1 tricks. Like, and I remember this kind of discussion in 2020, 2021. Like, off tank, especially with Diva, was like, you could literally be a Diva 1 trick for the first, like, 3 years of the Overwatch League. Like, literally, there wasn't really any expectation for you to be able to play anything until Sigma really rose in prominence. Like, they played Diva for, like, 2017, 2018, and 2019. Like, that's all the only tank anyone ever played.
Sombra has been the X factor for a lot of these
no, Diva 1 trick. We just saw him play the Reaper guy. Oh, yeah, the Reaper guy. Dude, look at how easily Shanghai were able to win with EMP. This is what made Sombra go so good, is that you could just win with one ultimate, which was incredibly uncommon with most ultimates, right? Because there were so many counters, but oh my god, Note eats another grab. Please just win. Win for Note. Note, Axiom, just live for a little bit longer. Note keeps eating the grabs, but it doesn't matter. Literally, they don't need any grabs. Aim God Transcendence. Shanghai's out of ultimates. They should just chill and live. Oh, they're going to get Calyx. Oh my god. Never mind. He got packed for at 9 billion health. All right, grab's going to come out. All right, so Shanghai are eventually going to lose. They have another EMP though.
Color Hex saves the day with this grab. They survived. They hit it before the support ults are ready. And now they have this cart. Belongs to them for the first time in a long time.
When Sigma started being played because a bunch of main tanks, yeah. But that was because, like, Sigma just came into the game. And it was kind of like people didn't know if it was a main tank or an off tank. And, like, a lot of tank players were just, like, practicing it for the sake of practicing it. So.
Has to hit the barrier. That's the matchup here. The barrier is going to have to save the day.
Yeah, like, Gator played Sigma. Marvel was a Sigma player for a bit there as well. The EMP didn't hit Blase, but once again, dude, their focus fire on Axiom and these EMPs is actually phenomenal. Oh yeah, it's just too late at this point. He gets hacked as well, just so he can. And there it is. No one played Sigma like MVP candidate Krong. Oh, not the Krong. We actually, that's another VOD that we are going to go back. We are going to go back and watch the 2020 Guangzhou Charge, the one time they won something.
2.5 minutes for them.
People have been asking to go back.
On the defense in overtime when we come back.
The Krigma. Alright. Skip it forward.
Take a look up here until too late. Currently 53 enemies hacked on this map alone. 34 of those.
Herbalife buff. What did they win? They won the mid-season madness. It wasn't called the mid-season madness, but it was like they won the what was the tournament called? In 2020, they won the APAC version.
Average catching what 4.25 people.
Yeah.
Summer Showdown, something like that. Yeah.
Already has slinked his way into the back line. Coma under some fire from the side. Ding.
No, this is the only thing I'm gonna watch today, Toto.
Translocator to try and jump out, but actually will just be safe. Way back
Okay, Sombra goes versus normal goats once again. 2 minutes for Boston to hold.
Shy of 2 minutes remaining on the clock.
Like literally, if you're Shanghai, you just let Ding just shoot you. Like you just wait for Ding to shoot people. Luffy was way too in. There's no even reason Luffy needs to be that far in. It doesn't really matter though. You just reset. You just don't want to give ult charge to the opposition team. No, not being in mech is a problem though. That is a kind of a big problem because they're not gonna have mech for this next fight, and Ding potentially can get EMP before No gets it. This was see what Kellex is doing. This ends up becoming a lot more prominent as time goes on. It ends up becoming the Lucio's job to deal with the Sombra. You would just like all you had to do was find the Sombra and be disruptive and make it so they couldn't hack the Diva. Yeah, like they just don't have mechs, so they don't have enough survivability, and yeah, they just walk up. Trans comes out late. Oh! Wow, that was a great pack on Nakoma. They got the rally. There you go. Can we watch the Super Genji? I was thinking about watching the Super Genji at some point, maybe. Alright, we need to be honest. The Super Genji he just beat up on like the Boston Uprising. Who did he beat? They played the Super Genji twice. They beat Boston a couple of times, and then they... Yeah, but that's funny. Yeah. You guys remember the screen. Alright, we got the halftime show. Alright, let's go over to Horizon Lunar Colony.
Feels that way.
Let's see if Shanghai will be able to spill some bubbly after all of this, or Boston Uprising can make...
Scream was so cool. Honestly, the entire like Burbank arena was super cool.
In the mirror versus Ding on this Sombra.
You got another... Yeah, you can't talk shit about the early days of Overwatch because there was no expense spared, and it was really cool. If you ever like went to the Burbank arena, you would agree that it was pretty lit. The fact that we got to play there like so many regular seasons.
So far, and you can see he's got full vision right now. You can see Kellex is looking for him, identifies where he is. They feel safer now, knowing that Sombra's behind them.
Yeah, I think we might go back and watch the fastest game in Overwatch League history as well. That's on the list of videos to watch as well. Okay, pin across the... I don't know why... I guess, like, because Shanghai's playing Sombra Goats, they have to kind of play passive, and they want to play around the hacks and EMPs, so Boston kind of needs to win the first fight. If Boston don't win the first fight, it gets really difficult, and the fact that they lost Axiom early on by a great counterpin from Gamsu, it's a worrying sign.
Boston Uprising is going to be forced away. Note, in a very precarious position, caught off from his team, boosts away.
Horizon was such a bad... Dude, terrible. Dude, Luffy's kind of farming.
I'm telling you, this man looking Jonak-esque right now versus Boston.
Well, Overwatch Esports still be online? Oh, yeah. Even if there are a couple of lands next year, Overwatch Esports will 100% be primarily online.
On this next push, they're going to have to deal with the EMP again, right? It's always that support matchup. This time it's going to be Aim God. We need to make sure he's not caught.
I feel like Zen should be able to float back to Earth on this map. Dude, going outdoors was such a throw. Like, how do you live here if you're Boston? You're going to walk out of this choke and you're going to get EMP. You know you're walking into this trap. This is what is wrong with Horizon Lunar Colony. Hey.
They're all asking to get hit by it.
Yeah, they're literally asking. They're walking into a trap. They did a good job. I think that was Blase dodge the EMP. You see that? Dodges the EMP so we can pack Axiom, who, you know, surely they're learning from the previous situation that the target is going to be Axiom.
It's a really good play by Aim God to preemptively trance, knowing the EMP would come out at that moment. Grabs up now.
Yeah, locking him up here onto the high.
They don't have trance. Kellex doesn't want a sound barrier and a grab as well. Oh, Boston getting kind of rolled right now. Do not transcendence. Do not transcendence. Oh, wow. Able to live. I'm surprised Boston didn't use more of their ultimates there. Like, they used the transcendence to deal with the EMP, but then they just, like, didn't use any of their other 5 ultimates. Just not very decisive.
You're still in a choke point. You're still taking fire strike damage from Gamsu. Shanghai Dragon.
So easy to track people in Horizon Zero Gap. Oh, yeah. Fighting outside was, like, the worst thing you could ever do. Just gonna get beamed.
Can't make this one work. I think we're seeing a full hold.
Yeah, this has to be the fight that Boston's gonna win, but Ding's almost getting up to another EMP. Oh, they threw the grab. I guess you can throw the grab because there's no DV. Youngjin's in trouble. Oh, great sound barrier. Ding is getting to EMP. Are they gonna hold? Ding's gonna get it. The rally's going. You can win. Oh, good transcendence by Aim God. Holy shit, that was such a clutch transcendence. All right, Kellex gets the sound barrier. This should just be it.
They will be able to clean this up. They'll get their way over onto the point. It seems like they will be able to get this cap, but they have to use a lot of ultimates, so the snowball potential for
Boston might have been trying to bait out ults. Yeah, but I think in general you always want to try and win every fight, especially when you have the tools to be able to deal with it. But hey, it worked. They end up getting the first capture. You take those.
There's a tiny window, but I just don't think he's going to be able to get that off in time. If he does do so, it's going to be a sloppy, aggressive play.
Did Briggs stun her? But her ult had already ended. Oh no.
And that means there's enough time for Luffy.
Briggs stun outside. Dude, Briggs stun outside of ult was so toxic.
One left click, it's going to be enough to get that trance up. 92% he sits at. His color hex will lock in the last part of this grab.
Do you have a favorite map? Oh wow, good whip. I think that was. No, I think it was a boot by Kellex actually. Oh, good transcendence. Oh, Gamsu down. The transcendence was still running during that time though. Is the problem? Fallout transcendence. Oh yeah, I don't think Shanghai is gonna have enough survivability. Shadow goes out at the last second, but EMP to follow. If they can kill color hex, they can win. No, I didn't get it. I think my favorite map, it might have been King's Row. It's like a King's Row or I don't know. So, oh wow, that was bad. They did not get much time off.
Boston Uprising. They get the completion.
Yeah, I think King's Row is like a classic since the beginning of time. It's like an old head take.
Very nice time bank going into the half here of this round.
All right, let's go. Let's get through our 30-second break in the middle of maps.
Multiple members of the Dragon. So Kellex on the high ground gonna look to knock two away. They collapse in. If it fails, both Kellex and Axiom have mobility to escape. So it's not very all in what they're doing here. It's actually very safe. Scouted out already, though, I believe, was a Tesla gun. I think Ding could have seen that just barely around the wall.
All right, now they're playing Winston goats, the woats, as you will. Oh wow. Yeah, that you can't. What did they think was gonna happen? I think they tried to bubble him, but it disappeared, or the hack went off before the bubble. Aim God. What? Dude, actually, that was a common theme throughout the history of Boston throughout this year, is Aim God just trying to win the game on his own, going for the craziest flanks. This is actually a disaster, though, for Boston, because they might just get full cap. Like, 2CP, classically known for one of the most snowbally game types ever to exist in Overwatch. Because if you won the first team fight, you had so many more ultimates. Like, look how many ultimates Boston has compared to what Shanghai has. Like, Boston has to walk into an EMP. And then they have a Transcendence to back them up, worst comes to worst. Like, the only way Boston win this fight is if they take a long, drawn-out fight where their own ultimates get up. But even then, that means Shanghai Dragons have to, like, fumble the bag pretty bad.
Yeah, it's, you know, sometimes you're great.
Li Jiang always says, Li Jiang is a banger of a map as well.
Against that same strategy. All right.
Oh yeah, like Axiom's just dead. You can't walk that far forward. Like what? Wait, you can't do that. You can't just walk that far forward knowing they're gonna have an EMP. Like that's literally been their game plan, is just kill him, and he just like walked into a trap. All right, Aim God does get the Transcendence out, but I don't think it even matters. Is anyone gonna be able to touch? Kellex is touching. Yeah, this is just going to be a super fast hold. Is that 6 minutes? 6 minutes on the clock. Oh my God.
Crowd's going nuts here because this is an absolute stomp right now. Huge time bank, and we are very close to that potential win. I know we keep saying it, but it's coming.
Dude, everyone is just so excited for Shanghai to win. 2CP, baby. Yeah, just a casual 6 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. You know the good times, because this is before they had the clock that would like both teams would like shrink down to 2 minutes. Because like in today's Overwatch, you would like Boston would have gone to 2 minutes, and then Shanghai would have gone to like what 4 minutes and 30. Yeah, Dragons lost twice before this match. One to Vancouver, one to Hangzhou Spark. So two pretty hard matches.
Hopefully, know, in theory, keep their supports a little bit more safe. Get those support ults off when they can. You can see Ding is just hacking the D.Va and farming that EMP charge right now.
It goes decently low in the back line, so we'll jump back.
All right, so Boston, 3 minutes remaining. So they can't, like, it's 2CP. Any crazier things can happen.
Working their way forward. Ding looking for an angle on the side. Not able to get too many shots in. Now trying to get the hack. He'll be able to have it on the color Hex, but no follow up to try to
Like, it's crazy that no one's marking the Sombra. Like, I think this is an evolution as people play more Sombra Ghosts, that people realize you need someone to deal with the Sombra, either the Lucio or the D.Va. But the fact that they're just leaving the Sombra, like, completely unchecked, like, Calyx needs to do more of that, right? Just slow them down a little bit. Because if you just let them shoot the D.Va, shoot the tanks, then they're gonna, oh, wow, that fire strike.
The sniper.
They gain the second tick, but Shanghai have to stay forward, to not surrender this point over Boston Uprising, starting to push back. Seems like they will be abandoning this attack.
They're so
Staggering the
close.
baby, yeah.
And
Yet
no,
so far,
this is gonna get taken out.
the delay, massive here. Uprising losing time. And we're talking about 6:07 to 2:07. 4 minutes, the deficit now.
Don't expect them to beat Vancouver, so taking it. Well, I don't think people realized how strong Vancouver was at this point. So I think there was probably some expectation, but yeah, I think they got bought. It's happening, chat. They might do it. Yo, no spoilers, no spoilers. The EMP here is just so brutal to fight into. Like, look at how scared they have to play because of it.
Taking the outside approach. We saw this once before. Aim God's going to preemptively transcend it as they go in, but they're still at a positional disadvantage. This failed last time they tried it. Maybe the second time's the charm. Look at Ding.
Did Ding get broken out? What happened? Actually, the invisibility ability is not permanent at this point, right? It's still, is it still cyclic? I think it's still cyclic at this point, right? I'm trying to remember what iteration of Sombra this is. Oh, they get Gamsu. But that's both of their defensive ultimates. Dude, Ding is just farming a new EMP. I don't know why he went in. Is it still is it perma at this point? Okay, so it might be perma stealth. I don't know why Ding came out there. That seems weird to be able to come out of stealth. Maybe he got shot in the corner.
Decent amount of ultimates. The only problem is lack of support ults to get onto this point and stick to it in the longer fight.
Yeah, Boston are going to this point quick. This should be easy for Shanghai. They have the Transcendence. They have the sound barrier.
Axiom holding on to the shatter. Gamsu very far away from one. Will come down, locks him in. Transcendence is going to be out.
Youngjin dying is bad. I don't know why they used the sound barrier there. Very questionable. Another big EMP though.
Going through. Back of Ding's ult, but Gamsu going to be the first one to fall. They do manage to find Note and take him out of the back. Now with another
DM has the grab. Do not throw it. They're literally transcending DM. What are you doing? Literally just hold on for a little bit longer and you would have been fine. All right, they do get Blase eventually. Oh, big shatter by Axiom. Axiom dies first again. In the main tank's defense, when your team is getting like outmatched in goats, if you were the Reinhardt player, you were the one who got owned the most. Because like if you're getting outmatched, you're the one who's dying. Dude, look, and the crowd goes mild. No one cares about Boston. Everybody wants Boston to lose. Wait, what? Look at this shatter.
Underestimation from the Dragons as well.
Sheesh.
Gamsu is just he's
just not there yet.
Go. Here we go.
Leave DM alone. He's a Widow player.
And Ding just going to continue to use the Sombra that Uprising has had so much trouble dealing with. He's gonna look for farm.
Main tank was front and center. Yeah, if you were the main tank player and your team was getting owned, you just feed. That was your role. So Axiom goes Winston again. Definitely permanent invisibility at this point.
Can force out no bubbles. It's really easy to engage, and also means that Color X can't build energy. So that's one of the ways that you can harass with Sombra.
Well, safe entry.
Oh, good boop.
Through the hatch doors there. Jump up over to the top.
Good boop again. Wow, Calyx is doing a great job.
It's going to be a wrap around. Shanghai Dragons pretty split up right now. Look at where Gamsu
Yeah, what's everyone doing here? Yeah, Ding's just kind of not farming EMP. Everyone's kind of standing around.
Nice respect here from Boston Uprising. They've won a lot of time here already. The whole minute is gone.
Okay, they just go to the point.
This is where they have to fight. One tick, nearly.
Yeah, I feel like the backline's just gonna get run at. No, yeah, Luffy's dead. That was a strange play by Shanghai. I feel like if you're gonna play the Sombra, you just want to charge up the EMP or like take a head-on fight. They kind of walked into a trap for themselves.
burst pack coming there to keep
Also, the
it
Winston
alive.
here, I can't even remember. I think Winston Goats was kind of good on certain points on certain maps where you could like hold the choke, but I don't think I like it versus the Sombra because I think if you get hacked as the Winston, you just kind of die.
Where he has the positional advantage.
It's hard to remember exactly why certain people did certain things. You know, what is it, 4 years later, 5 years later?
As it turns out, so this is the best case scenario for Boston already, but it's still going to be 4.5 minutes more they have to keep it up for.
Okay, Ding still doesn't even have EMP.
Pushing forward.
This is a very common spot that people used to fight on 2CP. On like Horizon Luke Conley, because it's good for the defensive team because your backline can play so safe. DM dies is really bad. What? There's no way that hit somebody. Who did it hit? It hit Note. Oh, okay. Ding dying with EMP is really bad.
They need to get onto the point. They need to get this cap rolling through. It's been a nice time by so far for the Boston Uprising.
Double support ultimates for the Uprising, so they have a good way to get back on this point and stick to it.
Was there a hero that's never a bad pick? Maybe not be the most optimal one. There's heroes that have like always been pretty good, right? And I would say that's like Diva and Tracer. I would say like historically like always been good picks. But, you know, in Overwatch 2, that's not true. In Overwatch 1, Diva was kind of like the Swiss Army knife of tanks. Oh, sound barrier's a little late. Axiom's already dead. Grab out. Diva tries to Lucio. Yeah, Lucio's always been pretty good as well. But that's more because Lucio does something that no one else does. Wow, Boston's actually going to hold here. That's crazy.
Coming out, they actually going to be held off.
Huge plays by Calyx throughout this series. He hit the sound barrier when he needed to. I know we had that replay.
Is Scamsty still playing League? I'm actually not sure if he's still playing League. I know he was a part of like the Academy system in League of Legends, but I think that doesn't exist anymore. So I don't know if he is still playing League. Like he was in like the LCS Academy.
But the time is ticking down. What looked like a free win.
Axiom Ball? Ah, yes, the Axiom Ball. What a good substitution. Only hits Calyx with that, and Calyx lives. Wow, that was good protection. That was once again another really bad. Shanghai Dragons fights have actually been pretty terrible here. And we haven't watched any Chengdu games yet. We'll probably run into a Chengdu one soon.
Calyx caught there. The shield deleted.
Still have 2 minutes. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you have 6 minutes to capture the first point. Like that almost took them 4 minutes, but it doesn't matter because they got so much time. Blase Ana instead of the Brig. Like some of these subs, like hero swaps, are just crazy, right? Like why would you ever get off Brig? That's such a strange choice. And it's like the note read. It feels like they're cooking too much.
Barrier in from the Dragons.
Oh, he's gonna get. If he gets EMP, yeah, this is just over anyway. Oh, it's a good EMP. Aim God was not ready for that one.
The sliver of HP trying to push forward, but they keep zoning him back. Now Calyx is going to be eliminated. Somebody's got to tag in. They have to do it right now.
Oh, Nano on a color hex. He's dead.
Shanghai Dragons. They get the double cap here on Volskaya.
We are now going
Oh shit, it's happening! Dude, the 4-4 Horizon Lunar Colony. A classic, honestly.
What we said was virtually impossible moments ago now feels doable. This series is not over yet by any means. Great holds, good positioning by Calyx. They're starting to finally feel out the Sombra play. They're starting to finally find the answers. Shanghai Dragons may want to consider swapping Ding off the second.
Alright, let's switch in.
Uprising.
Shanghai has never started a matchup 2-0. Wait, really? Shanghai has never started a matchup 2-0. They're just one map from 3-0. Exclamation point. 2+1 is the title. They've never been 2-0. That's wild.
That is the way. No checks for.
Do you know who about the juice on who snitched to Al? Well, I think the rumor is that it's Albert. I think Albert, like Albert from Florida Mayhem, has since admitted that it was him, right?
Maybe the 43rd. That is the big one.
43rd time's a charm, Wolf.
That's what the Shanghai Dragon fans say. All right, here we go. Ding unscouted.
Yep.
They do
All
see
right,
where he is
Boston,
now.
30 seconds remaining. Shanghai's probably not going to get an EMP, so you just got to win the neutral fight.
Jump back here from Ding, rejoining with us.
Oh, that's a good hack on a Kellex. Good pack, though, from Blase to keep him alive.
Blase with a huge heal there to keep
Hey,
him alive.
there's a tick.
One tick already with 15 seconds remaining. Shanghai Dragons, they can't really allow them to get more. They still only have 217 in their time bank. It's not going to be the
These had never been reverse swept, so that's something, right? No. Oh, Axiom and Colorhex just getting too aggressive. I don't know why they weren't fighting on the point. I don't know what happened, if they pinned off or what happened, but they just went too deep, and now with the no tanks, it's just over. Rally? Youngin?
Uses the transcendence, but the graviton surge comes in, the EMP on top of it. Throw every single ult you got just to seal the deal. 79.5% is what they need to beat Shanghai.
All right, Shanghai, you got this. Winnable. Winnable.
2 minutes and 17 seconds will feel like the shortest time that any Shanghai Dragon fan has ever seen.
All right, let's do it. Here we go. 2 minutes and 17 seconds to get 79%, and for them to snap their 0-42 losing streak as a franchise.
The door's opening because we are so close.
79.5%, ladies and gentlemen. That is what they need to take their first match victory. Are you guys ready to see them take it? Ding up top.
Just don't rush it. Just don't rush it. Colorhex is trolling. Oh my god. Oh, Colorhex is dead. Oh my god, Colorhex is alive. Oh, Axiom went way too deep to cover. Oh no.
Staying alive. Kellex knocked down a half HP. The first tick gonna be gained.
You can feel it.
Almost there, pushing from the back. They're ticking up again. No, it's gonna be hacked. He's gonna be taken out of the mech. Finished off.
It's happening.
This could be it.
It's happening.
Ready to come through. Kellex gonna be eliminated. Transcendence is out from Aim God, but it's gonna expire. They will be able to finish him off.
There you go.
They're gonna get it. Just a couple more percent to go. Let him have it, Boston. Axiom.
Let him have it.
But it does not matter. Ladies and gentlemen, history has been made. The Shanghai Dragons on the final
Just see people run around the stadium.
Never thought, you know, the fans never thought they'd see this day. It took 43 matches in Gamsu to beat.
Even the Boston fans are losing. Dude, everyone wanted Shanghai to win. Even Boston fans wanted them to win. I feel bad for the Boston players. It was kind of funny because, like, the only player that really... Yeah, like, people are crying in the stadium. The only, like, players that were, like, really still on that team was Gaguri, who played map 1, and then Dia, who I don't think played at this point. But, yeah. The feeling... And it was, like, as... That's sort of what I said when I opened this video. Is like, it's kind of, like, looking back, you can kind of be like, well, it doesn't feel like that big of a deal. But, like, honestly, for everything that they went through, it was, like, a really special moment. Especially for a lot of the fans who've been cheering for Shanghai for the longest time. Like, in the first season, Shanghai almost won, like, so many different times. And everybody just wanted them to win one, you know? So then finally being able to pull it off was wild. Wasn't Dio in Washington at the beginning of 2019?
The drama that surrounded his trade to the Shanghai Dragons. I mean, his name isn't on his jersey. That's how little time he's been with the team. But at the same time, you know, he gets to make a statement here. Had a big impact in this.
All right.
You know, this moment.
So we're going to watch map 4, even though it has no implications. So if you didn't watch during this time, every series was a 4-map series. Even if a team went up 3-0, they would have to play the 4th map. It didn't matter who won. It was either a 4-0 or a 3-1 because every map matters. At the final end of the season, obviously, you know, map record does have some implication, but it was never going to change the flow of the series. It's kind of stupid because, like, for obvious reasons, like, Boston is probably boomed that they lost the series. They don't want to play a 4th map. So generally, when you went down 3-0, you'd probably lose 4-0. I was thinking of Ardo. Yeah, I think Dio was on this team. I don't know if he was playing at this time because, like, remember that, like, they have a fully Korean roster in at this point, right? They only had Gaguri come in for the first map.
EMPs, but generally speaking, they're unable to track where Ding is at any given moment in time.
That was like the only sub that they made, so they've been fully Korean.
Pushing back forward, Shanghai Dragons not backing down. Go back for a moment here. Give up a little bit of extra space, but can just keep the
Because, like, let's be honest, the Shanghai Dragons franchise, they originally started as they wanted to have a good Chinese roster. And I think they, like, there was a Chinese roster that could have been made that would have won a game, but I think the way that the roster was built was just terrible. And, like, everything that happened. So I think going into 2019, they're like, we'd rather have a winning team than have a Chinese team, like, with Chinese players. So they just fully went Korean.
With a nice takeaway onto DM's grab.
Yeah, it's going to make this next attack really difficult.
Yeah, like, they used Transcendence, didn't get any value. Now they're walking into an EMP. Good luck, Boston. You got this. Axiom's dead.
We'll just go ahead. Throws it down.
Like, you could see it coming like 3 seconds prior. When I saw Axiom get sped boost out of that door and then he just ran forward, it's like Axiom's dead. Like, it's so easy.
You know there's no support ultimates there, so commit it when you have the opportunity.
The old classic full Korean Overwatch. Ah, team's not roster. Time to go Korean.
Here, Boston Uprising is going to come back with nearly 5 ultimates. But I guess it's the safest way to go about things. Get a free team fight win when you hit that EMP and there's no answer.
Was this all to make sure teams play 2CP? No, 2CP was always the third map in the series, I'm pretty sure anyway, right? So, I don't think it was to play 2CP. I think it was just for map record. Also, like, I think it's also, like, there was, like, a requirement for teams to play a certain number of maps. And, like, to make it so that the map records at the end of the season weren't weird. But it was weird anyway with map 5s. Like, I don't know. Like, the formatting was a little strange in the early seasons. And we just kind of accepted it. So if he gets Kalex, no shadow value, rally dead.
To the side of the Shanghai Dragons, another EMP getting ready to be online for Ding.
The silver lining here, and it's a thin lining, is that Luffy used his transcendence to make sure that the
Damn, dude, EMP comes out so fast. It was very easy to charge EMP because, especially with how many tanks there were, and like there weren't many threats to kill Sombra at this point, right? Like, think about it from here. Who on the Boston Uprising squad can kill a Sombra? It has to be the Zenyatta hitting a bunch of right clicks, right? Dude, oh my god, he almost got... Oh, he can't use that. This is actually really well played by Boston, right? Oh, that bomb was way too high. That Diva bomb blew up so high that it didn't even kill anyone. They even had a good pin on Gamsu to stop the block, but it blew up in the skybox.
I think in that moment, Boston got a false sense of security when we did see Blase.
Remember, contenders teams would run goats with Doomfist / Cassie, but I don't remember if our teams did that. No, I don't remember many people doing that. I think it was in general, most our teams, they only played like the pretty traditional goats or Sombra goats. Because what people realize that if you get better at like real...
12 seconds remaining.
The world's earliest sound barrier from Kalex.
That Transcendence now has to use it on the back of the grab. Looking for the pin. They take him out. Kalex just going to be belted down inside the
Old Sombra lockout was so big, yeah. But people just, as my previous point, like people just went traditional goats. Because like if you got good enough at playing with the Brig goats and like playing with the Diva, you just kind of won everything. There were like little iterations like you saw of like switch the Diva out for like more damage or a Sombra and stuff like that. But in general, default goats was better.
Blase's birthday, it's Color Hex's debut match after his suspension ends, but all the glory is stolen away. How can you blame Boston for going 0-4?
I swear this stage, Dallas got reverse swept by Boston when they played Sombra. This series was super winnable if Alpha wasn't feeling silly. Yeah, I think it obviously hurts when you're main tank player. And like, it's worth noting, Fusions was a really good caller in goats as well. So it's like, I think they just lost like a very important piece. Like, they probably scrimmed with Fusions a shit ton. Axiom's probably hasn't played a lot of Ryan and goats. So like, this is kind of like a perfect storm against Boston for something crazy to happen. No, bro. No, he didn't have to do it to him. Dude, don't do it to him, man. He just walked through the entire opposition team and then just hooks Axiom. No, switch. DM, switch. Bro, DM. Go Isaiah. DM. DM. DM.
68% of a
DM. Okay, thank you. Dude, that would shatter my... Dude, they've already lost to Shanghai Dragons. Them snapped their own 42 streak. The mental's already in the trash.
Like, Gamsu's at 60% nearly here. They just want to cross the finish line. That's what it feels like. For the Uprising, nothing. I mean, literally nothing. Frame God and Kalex. And that's what they need to hold this for a long time.
A lot of damage there on the Blase. Axiom getting stunned up. Gamsu, however, it's surrounded. Will get picked off.
Hey, that's a start. Huge opening here now.
Am I going crazy? Did Shanghai lose his map? I actually don't know. I cannot remember that there even was a fourth map. You could have told me that they won 3-1 and Horizon was the last map. The only thing I knew is that they won on Horizon because I've seen that clip so many times, right? But I don't know if it's a 3-1 or not. It wouldn't surprise me. Like, it's so snowball. It's only 2.5 minutes. Dude, what is that boop?
Okay.
You see how far Gamsu just went? Oh, Tommy gets Axiom as well.
Managed to find Axiom in the end. Overall, good push forward from Boston.
Starts to feel like parts of Lunar Colony, where the Shanghai Dragons kind of dropping the ball.
And then the EMP.
Lines, but Uprising,
Before the tank passes, yeah. Like, tanks can get pushed around a lot at this time by Lucio's. Lucio's had a lot of agency. Man, I hate watching goats. Yeah, there's a lot of people who echo that sentiment. All right, they need to drop this EMP. They don't have Transcendence. They don't have Rally. Just drop this shit. Kill Axiom. This should be free low. This should be so free. So free. Good bubble. Oh, Gamsu dies in the Transcendence. Dude, Luffy is just not where he wants to be. Yeah, if Gamsu stays alive, they probably win that. Oh, and then they commit the grab and the rally. So they get Color Hex, actually. This is a pretty good play. He's going to throw the shatter. You know he's going to drop this. He wants it.
They're going to push them over the finish line. Dumps it in.
Oh.
The shield's going to be up. Answering shatter out from Axiom. So far, no one going to be taken down. Just going to be Notes Mech lost on the side of Boston as they try to stay.
Is Aimgar going to get the Transcendence? Is he going to drop it into the... No! Yeah, that it would not surprise me if they lose this map. A couple of things have gone very wrong for them. That's kind of how Goats was, right? Like, a couple of things go wrong and then you just get snowballed. My man tried to run next to a brig and drop an EMP. That wasn't great.
This is the last shot for the Dragons to get their first 4-0 here. And look at the support ultimates, Luffy and Coma. You know, they don't have those, so it's actually starting to look a little bit hopeless for the Dragons right now. Axiom gets hacked.
DM trying to be a little sneaky here. Doesn't have the grab up though.
Do or die here for the Dragons. Needs to be an efficient fight.
30 seconds left to go. Just a couple meters away. Grab nearly up.
All right. Oh, Diva Bomb. Pin. That was a much better bomb, but it still doesn't do anything. Luffy has Transcendence. They got Rally. Winnable. Winnable.
Ding taken low. Rally's out. Graviton Surge going to be thrown in. No, not going to be able to deny this one this time. To get the pin on Axiom.
I don't know why he pinned Axiom.
Coming in a bit late for AimGod, but still manages.
It's funny going and watching like the Shock and Shanghai Dragons, and Vancouver Titans play, and then watching this. You can just see how poorly they coordinate their ultimates and their abilities. Like, this is definitely not great Goats by any means. Yeah, MC just gets deleted.
Pin in, looking for Coma, they get pushed away, and Boston Uprising win.
Alright, and Boston win map 4, and the crowd goes nothing. It doesn't matter. It's still 3-1. Shanghai Dragons still win.
Ability to just stay calm under so much pressure. I mean, they're the first team to lose to Shanghai.
And that, chat,
but you know what?
is the first win that the Shanghai Dragons ever got in the Overwatch League. And this roster ended up moving on to be a pretty good team. As I said, they go on to win Stage 3, playing like the Farah compositions, taking down the San Francisco Shock. The Shanghai Drag, you know, this roster ended up being quite good, right? Like this isn't really the 0-40 Shanghai Dragons. It's a new iteration of it. Obviously, Gamsu has a lot of history with a lot of these players. But yeah, I wanted to watch this one because it is like a very significant part. It's a very significant part of Overwatch League history. Like it was a huge storyline in the first 2 seasons, and if you didn't see it, you gotta understand it, because like people are crying. Their tears were kept. All the players and everyone was cheering for Shanghai Dragons, so it was awesome to see them get the win. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I think the next one I'm gonna do is I might do the Guangzhou Charge 2020 stage win, because I think that's an important one, especially for Guangzhou. That's kind of really the only thing they ever really pulled off in the Overwatch League. So we're gonna check that one out. The story of the Krong Sigma and his MVP bid. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you guys next time.